Hello and welcome to Game Soup. This is our second arena run on the channel, and I'm your first host, Ed, and here we have...
This is Joe, and I just wanted to let everybody know, if you're watching this is more geared towards beginners. We're going to play a little bit slow, and we're going to go over our picks, and so if you're a little bit more advanced at the game, or you just want something that moves a little bit faster, this probably isn't the video for you, but... we think you'll learn something either way, but just a warning that we go through it a little bit slow to help out the beginners.
But don't leave, though, because we want views. We want
you to watch it. I think it's going to be useful for players of all levels, but we're going to go slow enough that beginners can understand it.
I mean, even if you're an expert player, just leave it on in the background and keep hitting F5 so that we get a lot of hits, that's all. Because, we need the hits.
That really matters.
For the money.
Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is already much better than our first arena.
So we've got Rogue, Hunter, or Paladin. Now, most people think that Mage is the strongest, or Mage and Paladin are the strongest. But I'm of the mind that Rogue is the strongest. Rogue is my favorite arena class, and Hunter is one of the worst arena classes, so we're not going to bother with that. So it would be between Rogue and Paladin, but since this is me, let's go with Rogue.
Yeah, definitely. That's fine. I have something against Paladins anyway. Just, I don't know, personal vendetta.
Yeah, they're probably my least favorite class. I do like playing them. I like playing all classes, but... Oh, and by the way, Ed's the one on the mouse, and I'm just giving advice and support. So here we got Defender, Headcrack, and Abomination. This is a pretty easy pick.
Yeah, I think Defender is it.
Yeah, Defender's going to be the pick here. Headcrack is too weak, especially in Arena. You can't really predict what it's going to be able to do. Abomination, if we knew what was in our deck, it might be better, but we don't really know what we're going to have coming up, and Defender is just the strongest card in a vacuum, so we're going to take the Defender here. We have some pretty lousy picks here.
Yeah.
We got Towering Warrior, Rocketeer, and Sprint. Yeah. Rocketeer's okay. It's kind of 6 mana removal for just about anything. Towering Warrior's pretty weak. If we needed, if we really needed a 3-drop, which you don't usually need. So, and Sprint is good as 1 copy. So let's take the Sprint and hope we don't get another one.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's good to refill your hand, especially if you have an aggro or a zoo type of deck. So we've got Voodoo Doctor, Silverhand Knight, and Grimstroker. Okay, there's only 1 good card here. Voodoo Doctor is too weak.
Yeah.
Then the ability is not strong enough. There's not very many 1-drops in the game or in Arena that are particularly good. So the Silverhand Knight here is really good. It's one of the better 5-drops you can get.
Perfect.
In Arena. So we'll take that.
Yeah. I was going to take the Murloc.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No.
So we got Assassinate, Snapjaw, and Berserker. Berserker's a very good card in certain decks, but Rogue not so much. Mm-hmm. So, and Assassinate is always good.
Yeah.
And we're not really worried about mana curve or anything or having too many spells yet, so we're going to take the Assassinate.
Yeah. One of my favorite removal cards.
Then we got Brewmaster, Loot Hoarder, and Windfury Harpy. Windfury Harpy kind of stinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 mana and it's too easily gotten rid of. It's just not strong enough for a 6 mana card. It has to live. If it does live, it can be really awesome, and it doesn't really deal that well with taunts either. So I never take Windfury Harpy if I can help it. Then Loot Hoarder is awesome. Loot Hoarder is always a good 2-drop. And another important slot is the 4-drop slot. So Ancient Brewmaster is also a really it's another really solid card.
Yeah. I would always tend towards Loot Hoarder, but especially in Arena.
We've already got a 4-drop here. We're only 4 cards in.
Yeah.
But usually if you want too many of anything, you want too many 2-drops. So I'm gonna say Loot Hoarder is good here, and the extra card is always helpful.
Yeah, I think so. It's like a free minion basically. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. Well, this pretty much picks itself then.
This is actually a pretty tough pick.
Really?
Yeah. Direwolf isn't usually very good unless you really draft a very heavy zoo type of aggro deck with a lot of 2 and 3 drops. But Ringleader is really solid in Rogue, especially on the draw for obvious reasons. But Dark Iron Dwarf is really hard to pass up.
Well, I'm always a fan of the turn 1 Defias combo.
Yeah, I am too, but the right pick here is going to be the Dwarf.
Ooh, that hurts.
It's hard to throw away the Ringleader, but the right pick is really the Dwarf.
All right.
The Dwarf is going to get us ahead more often than the Ringleader. The Ringleader can while the intro, if you have it in your opening hand, especially if you have the coin, it can be incredible. A lot of the time, if you draw it in late game, it does nothing. Whereas Dark Iron Dwarf is good from turn 4 and on.
Good point. Good point.
Even on an empty board, it's solid.
Yeah.
So the dwarf is the right pick.
Okay.
So we got Leopard Gnome, Anubar Ambusher, and Archmage. Archmage is good for in arena. It's a good solid 6 mana guy. But Leopard Gnome is okay in arena. We don't usually want to take it. If we're really hurting for small guys, we would take it. But we're still early in the draft, so we're gonna go with the Ambusher here.
Yeah. Ambusher is one of your favorite cards, right? Is it good in arena?
It's typically? Incredible. Yeah, it's great in arena, especially. And it's the main reason why Rogue is my favorite. Why I think it's the strongest in arena, at least right now.
Okay.
I guess Shaman's technically my favorite, but yeah, I think Rogue is the strongest. It got a really good boost with that card. So here we've got our Ringleader. We don't want another Sprint, and Patriarch is lousy. Yeah. So yeah, this is Ringleader. So we got our Ringleader.
Nice.
Assassinate, Acolyte, or Archmage.
Do we want 2 removals?
I think two Assassinates is pretty good, actually, and Acolyte's not very good in Rogue, and Archmage we don't.
Nah.
He's solid, but
yeah.
Well, we got Violent Teacher.
She's so violent.
And I mean, she goes with our Assassinates, but Sunwalker is almost impossible to pass up, and we do need some big guys.
Yeah.
So I would take the Sunwalker.
Sunwalker is one of my favorites too. Oh, okay.
And also, I'm of the mindset now more than before that you need bigger guys. I come from playing Magic for a really long time. I kind of lost track, but almost since the beginning of the game, since like 95, and off and on. And in Magic, you don't generally the bigger guys you don't need as many big guys in your deck. Most decks are made up of mostly 2 and 3 mana cards, and nothing usually over 5 unless you're playing a control deck. And even a control deck doesn't usually have that many big guys in it in Magic. But in this, I've been learning more and more and leaning more and more towards taking a good chunk of big guys. And now I like to have, and by big guys I mean like 5, 6 mana and up. So generally I try to shoot for about 8. And I'm okay with 10 in the right deck and at least 6, somewhere in there. Whereas before I would try to keep it a more even curve. But anyway, so that's just a little tip for you guys. We got Loot Hoarder, Shadowstone Cleric, and Farseer. So we don't have any 3-drops yet. Loot Hoarder is always solid, but Shadowstone Cleric is pretty hard to pass up. It's one of the better cards in the game just in general. Yeah,
I think having 2 Loot Hoarders is I guess okay, but...
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, Shadowstone Cleric just kind of beats it out of the water in most cases.
For sure.
So
we got Bloodfen, Raptor, Youthful Brewmaster, Eviscerate. Youthful Brewmaster is generally going to be a little bit better than Bloodfen Raptor because you can use it to reuse Battlecry sometimes, but Eviscerate is just too strong of a card to pass here, so we're going to take that. It's the only thing in Rogue I would probably take over that's Deadly Poison, and even then maybe not if we already had 1 or 2 Deadly Poisons.
Okay.
We got another Ambusher, Bluegill Warrior, or Geomancer. 2 really weak 2-drops and an awesome 4-drop. We're getting a little heavy on the 4-drops, but I still think we should take it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a 5/5 is nothing to laugh at, in most cases anyway. So
yeah, we're 13 cards in, so taking 4-drops now. Generally, you want like 4, 5, 6 4-drops somewhere in there. 5 is probably ideal. So if we take this Dark Iron Dwarf, which I think we're going to do, we're going to be at about our limit. Not our limit, but we're going to be at a nice place for 4-drops. And we hope we'll see some more 2-drops as we go on. So yeah, I think the Dwarf here though.
Yeah, definitely not the Wisp.
Yeah, I didn't even say anything. It doesn't even need to be said.
Oh, okay.
Bodyguard, Mogushan the Warden, and Cultmaster. Bodyguard is one of the worst cards in the game, just in general.
That's always surprising.
5 mana for 4 health just doesn't cut it. It dies to so much.
Yeah.
And Mogushan Warden also really weak. And Cultmaster can be really awesome, especially in a deck that has a lot of cheap guys or token type of guys like Defias Ringleader and Loot Hoarder. that we have so far. So hopefully we will get more cheap guys, because the Cult Master is really our only decent pick here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll put that to good use. Okay.
Summoner, Blade, and Head Crack. We're not going to take the Head Crack again.
Pretty
the
sure.
Blade is really solid.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be my pick.
Yeah. I'll let you say what you would pick, and then I'll tell you what I would pick, and then we'll decide.
Okay.
So you go ahead. You do the rest.
Well, we don't have that many weapons, and, you know, rogues can obviously make weapons, but I'm always a fan of the Assassin's Blade here, which is great removal. And 4 durability is also great, so that's probably what I would pick. But I could see an argument for this too.
Yeah, I agree. Assassin's Blade is really good. You generally want to get 1, maybe 2 of them in your. Oh shit!
What?
I was gonna say to take the Shattered Sun Cleric. I was just saying the benefits of the Assassin's Blade.
Oh,
I would have taken the Shattered Sun Cleric myself. I'm not totally against the Assassin's Blade pick there. Now I am, because we have an Assassin's Blade here, which is the best pick.
Perfect.
So we would have had an extra Shattered Sun Cleric in the deck.
Thanks, Blizzard. I paid so much money to play this game and screwed.
But the reason the Shattered Sun Cleric I think is better is because we need small guys. We need stuff that we just need cheaper cards, and the Assassin's Blade is expensive. And we already have 2 Assassinates. That was the other reason.
Oh, right.
Which are really good removal, where Assassin's Blade fills the similar role that Assassinate can fill.
But we still got 13 cards. I think we'll find a good balance here, hopefully.
Now, do we take another Assassin's Blade? Because Cold Blood is not that good. And to trigger it, it helps to have some smaller cards, which we don't have, unfortunately. And we got Brewmaster, which is good, but we already have a lot of 4-drops. Yeah. So here, this is probably the hardest pick so far.
Yeah. Well, we either commit to having a high curve, or we get with a potentially weaker card and hope for some more cheap drops, I guess.
Yeah. Which one do you want?
I would probably choose Cold Blood, just because, I don't know, maybe it could come in handy. But is it worth it to have 2 Assassin's Blades and 2 Assassinates? It's a lot of removal.
Sure is. The Blade can also go to the face, too.
Can make it a really good aggro deck, maybe?
Yeah, I'd lean towards the Blade here.
Alright, so we're going to a little
and
weapon.
just hope we don't get...
Weapon heavy.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get too many more of those offered to us, because we're certainly not going to take them at this point. And there's hopefully we'll get a Deadly Poison too, but we're getting a little late now. Okay, we got Fairy Dragon, Defias, or Stormwind Knight.
Yeah. Well,
all right, what do you think?
I love Fairy Dragon, especially in Arena, because your opponent might not have the correct play for it, and obviously no removal will work on it. So I'm always a big fan of having at least one of these. But Defias, of course, is really good. So in this case, I would probably still go with Fairy, since we already have a Defias, don't we?
Yeah, we have one Defias.
Yeah, so that's what I would go for.
You would want to increase your... Defias is better in multiples, generally, 2 or 3 of them, if you're going that route in the deck. But, Fairy Dragon is a better card. So, it would be more fun, probably, to take the Ringleader, but Fairy Dragon's better. And especially with a curve like this, if we can't get a bunch more 2-drops, we're going to be kind of screwed over on getting the extra guy with the Ringleader. So let's just go with Fairy Dragon. I agree.
And I think in a vacuum on turn 2, you'd want to play something, you have to combo to get the Defias, and
right. So Defias is not even always a 2-drop.
Right.
In fact, it kind of sucks if you have to play it as a 2-drop. All right. So we got Questing Adventurer, Mana Wraith, and Demolisher. I've
had really good success with Questing Adventurer. Demolisher, I've seen played against me. It has limited value, but it can be really good in early turns.
It's good on an empty board.
Yeah, but probably again, and now that we have a decent amount of 2-drops, I think Questing Adventurer is it.
Yeah, we got 3. Questing Adventurer is no doubt the best card here, but Mana Wraith could be okay. It kind of screws ourselves over, but because we're kind of getting desperate for 2-drops. Generally, you want to get at least 5, preferably 6, maybe 7 of 1 and 2-drops. Decent 1-drops and 2-drops. But Mana Wraith really sucks, so we could just play it risky and go Questing Adventurer.
All right.
We don't have that much to trigger it because we don't have that many high value cards. Okay, wow.
These are all good cards, I think. fairly
Yeah, these
good.
are all. I mean, I love Ironfur Grizzly. It's one of the most. It's probably the most solid card. I don't want to say it's like it's not nearly the best card, but it just feels solid to play it. It's okay late game to block something big. It's a solid threat on turn 3, and it blocks. It's just a really solid card. It's been one of my favorites since I started playing the game.
But over here we also have our second Shattered Sun Cleric, if we need that. But again, Eviscerate doing 4 damage is, I don't know. I think it's pretty valuable.
Right. Which one do you like best?
Well, knowing that we should have picked that second, I should have picked that second Shattered Sun Cleric earlier, I'm tempted to say we'll correct our mistake here. But comparing it to Eviscerate, especially being a 2-drop, I'd probably go with Eviscerate this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's definitely Eviscerate.
So that's a pretty powerful card then.
Yeah.
4 damage.
So you got our commentary about Grizzly, but ultimately we go with the best card.
Now Venture Co is probably my favorite card to play in Arena. I don't play that much Arena.
Adventure Co's incredible.
Yeah.
We could definitely use some more finishers as well as 2-drops. We're really solid in the middle, and we're pretty good on removal. Actually, we're really good on removal because we got Eviscerate, the Blade, 2 Assassin's Blades, and 2 Assassins. We're really, really good on removal. So we don't really need the sap. So let's just go with the finisher.
Perfect.
All right. What do you think here?
Well, knowing that we need some more 2-drops and the ability to silence in Arena is pretty priceless. I would choose Iron Peak Owl.
Yeah, I like the owl a lot.
Yeah.
Especially I've been playing a lot of constructed or ranked, whatever you want to call it, lately, and those owls are awesome.
Something you can just throw out pretty early on in the game.
This is terrible. This is so horrendous.
Indeed.
This is really bad. Do we have? I'm looking at I'm looking at Shadow Step seriously right now. That's not a good sign.
We have some pretty good battle cries that we could make use of using Shadow Step.
The Dark Iron Dwarf would be fine because that would give you a 2 mana plus 2 to a guy. That's fine.
Yeah.
Silverhand Knight gives you another 2/2 for 3 mana. Not very good. Owl silence another Ringleader. It'll auto combo that guy. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's probably
take another A blade. We're bringing our A blade. Get the blade.
Get the blade.
Well,
right.
That's my vote, but you can take the Shadow Step if you want. We don't take Sinister Strike. If anybody still thinks Sinister Strike is a decent card, it's not. It's too costly to use it because it uses up one of your cards to just do 3 damage to him and doesn't affect the board at all.
Was it ever a good card?
No.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was like changed at some point.
Well, no, but some people might. I mean, it looks good on paper because it's 1 mana for 3 damage, but it's not.
Well, let's take the blade then.
Let's take the blade. We'll go heavy into blades. We've got 3 blades in this deck.
Well, okay, backstab.
There we go.
That's a great
you
card
gotta take backstab
for combos. Yeah,
yeah.
I like
Maybe
that.
we should have talked about the whatever. The other cards stink.
Well, we already said
backstab is the best.
Yeah. Booty Bay we already established was terrible.
Yeah.
We don't need removal. We already have one of these. Infiltrator I think is pretty good.
Infiltrator is really solid
for turn 1.
For as far as I shouldn't say really solid, but as far as 1-drops go, there are very few that are even playable in Arena, and Infiltrator is probably the best one. So we're gonna take that. Okay, backstab or eviscerate. This is. Whew.
We already have 2 eviscerates. Can you have too many?
No, eviscerates can go to face, whereas backstabs can only go to minions and only undamaged minions, but it's free. And it triggers your combos. So we want to look, it'll trigger our eviscerates, it'll trigger Ringleader, it'll trigger Perdition Blade.
Yeah, I might go with backstab, just to have more flexibility in combos.
This is a really tough pick. Acid is also really good. I should mention, but we're not picking that, but I'm just mentioning that in Arena 1 or 2 acids in your deck is awesome.
Well,
we do need 2-drops, not desperately. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5, and some of them are kind of wonky.
I was just thinking, considering the amount of Assassin's Blades we have, maybe some more removal could be good. Maybe we can go over the top with the removal and make a super aggro deck.
Yeah,
something like that.
I like Eviscerate more. I like Eviscerate the most.
All
here.
Right. Let's try it.
The backstab also it'll hold us down early in the game, which we kind of need now. Our 2-drops are a little bit lacking. Ooh, this is the hardest pick. We can't make everybody wait though for us to fucking pick this. Oh, sorry, we swear on this show. We should warn you to pick which one we want. Let's go all in. Go Eviscerate.
All right, we're gonna go all in. This is gonna be a crazy deck. Hey, let's take another assassin. Just kidding. Just kidding. I think it's Jungle Panther here.
Assassinate is not. Yeah, we have so much removal though.
Yeah,
I love Assassinate.
2 Assassinates, 3 Assassins Blades.
Yep, take the Panther.
So
sucks to take the Panther over Assassinate.
Yeah.
Okay, do it.
So this is it. So
yeah. Thrallmar Farseer, he just stinks. He's 3 mana for a 2/3. That's I don't think I need to explain too much about him.
Oh, we have a decent amount of spells now.
He does have the biggest guns in the game though.
not a factor.
So we do have
winners.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, let's go ahead. Let's go.
So Ancient Mage, he stinks because look at his
his
mustache. It's not very good.
Oh, his mustache. I thought you were gonna say his stats were low, but it's his mustache.
Yeah. So take the Violent Teacher.
Yeah, Violent. It's time to get violent.
But yeah, the Violent Teacher, we now know that we have a ton of spells. We have 4 Eviscerates and the Backstab. And the 2 Assassinates. I think that's it. But we have a lot of cheap spells. And like on turn 7, we could play her, combo her into Eviscerate, kill one of their guys, and get an extra 1/1. That's just an example of something that could happen. So it's really solid.
Yeah, well, I think as long as we get the right mulligans here, and we have so much damage that we can deal out here with all these cards, all the Eviscerates.
Yeah, we have a lot of burst potential here, a ton. Like if we're going, and with the Assassin's Blade, we just want to attack every turn, face.
I'm gonna say
just non-stop.
I'm gonna say 47 wins.
So, and we also are gonna want to mulligan very aggressively here, so that we can get 2 drops. We need to have our early game going, and we can't really hesitate to blow an Eviscerate to kill a 3/2 or something if we need to. We need to keep our life total decent because we're going to be using that Assassin's Blade a lot later in the game, and we're going to get beaten up, I'm sure, a lot.
Yeah.
I wish we had a deadly poison. It's always nice to have at least one or 2 deadly poisons in your Rogue Arena decks, but we didn't get that. It's probably the best card you can get in a Rogue Arena, so that's a little disappointing, but we do have 4 of the second best card, which is Eviscerate.
Perfect.
I consider Eviscerate the second best, but Backstab, an argument can be made for that too. That's also one of the better cards. So as far as 1 and 2 drops go, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have 5. All right, so that's not very good, but we do have some removal to keep us in control early, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we got 3, and then the Blade for 3 drops. 3 drops aren't that important because you can usually just drop a 2 drop on turn 3, and it's almost as effective. But ours aren't really because we have Iron Beak Owl and Loot Hoarder. But anyway, then 4 drops. We got plenty of 4 drops. They're all very good because we took them early and on purpose.
Yeah, I like our selection.
We have so many 4 drops. So our turn 4 is going to be awesome pretty much no matter what we're doing. Then we have 3 Assassin's Blades and a few finishers. We're lacking on finishers, but we do have Assassin's Blades, which you can't, well, except for Acid, it's pretty rare for weapons to be removed. So we have a lot of repeatable damage, at least endgame, which is kind of what you're going for there. This is a solid deck. There's a lot of good cards. The curve isn't perfect, but there's a lot of good cards. I'm gonna say 7, maybe 8. Let's go 8. I'm gonna say 8 wins.
All right, yeah.
But I would think at least 5 or 6, probably at least 6, and guessing 8. I'd be surprised if we went 12, but I think this deck, with a lot of luck, could get 12. So.
Well, I certainly like the burst potential, so I guess we'll just have to play our first match here and find out, huh?
Sure.
All right.